Shaq. I was gonna say Shaq is cool as shit, but then we were saying he's a Freemason. Armand's here. Or Jamie for the day.
J-Mo behind the camera.
Shaq's a Freemason. But I feel like Shaq just does whatever the fuck he wants, you know what I mean?
Because he's free.
Yeah.
Like he like someone probably came up to him and asked him to be a Freemason. Don't like rich people get offered to become Freemasons?
I'm pretty sure before you become rich, you get offered to become a Freemason, and then you become rich if you say yes, and if you say no, then they just like kill you or something.
I think I had one of my coworkers. I don't know if he was lying. He was an older dude, but he doesn't seem like a old type of dude to lie. He was like my recent an older job.
He's a Freemason.
He said that someone asked him to become a Freemason, and he said nah.
You can just join, bro.
And I told him, and I was like, dude, I would have done that shit.
But
I didn't know. I don't know what Freemasonry is.
I've almost signed up online because you can just apply online.
It's not a religion, is it?
No. It's like a.
It's
like,
collective.
It's a brother. It's like a brotherhood.
It's a club.
Fraternity club type thing.
Well, what do they do? What do they support?
And it's like there's levels.
Look, yeah. So like, if I were to join right now, it'd just probably just be like a club meeting where you talk like business, or whatever. Or like, you know, they try teaching you ways to do business and stuff like that. But like, once you get into the higher orders, that's when people say like, oh yeah, they like sacrifice babies and shit. Like, there's like 54th level like degree grandmaster. It means he's been in it for at least 54 years.
The oldest, yeah, you're right. Oldest, and it's the oldest fraternal organization in the world.
What's the highest degree?
Let me read this first.
Dude, this is Jamie's job. What you're doing?
Yeah,
right
I mean, you could read this.
I don't even have your wife.
It's all. I'll give it to you.
Wait, we
but
gave
not
it to you
on
last
here.
time, Jamie.
Not on here because I don't want.
Oh.
Try to join it. It might pop up on my shit.
I'm
But
gonna
anyways,
give you
I'm gonna
my
keep reading this.
phone.
Freemasons belong to the oldest fraternal organization in the world, a group begun during the Middle Ages in Europe as a guild of skilled builders.
Well,
So
yeah.
that's where it originated from, building. Yeah, the logo
Masonry-
is like a compass and a ruler.
Masonry is bricklaying. That's
Oh,
what
yeah,
that's
yeah,
what
right.
masonry means.
With the decline of cathedral building, the focus of society shifted. So it arose from the decline of Catholic style.
The Freemasons
architecture.
were the ones who were building the churches, building the cities. Everything was stone back then, so they built the cities.
There's
So
Freemason
that's why they
handshakes.
had so much power and shit.
There's handshakes.
Yeah, there's hellish. You ever the presidents when they shake their hand and they put
Okay.
their hands over each other?
Yeah.
That-
Here's another. This is the fourth fact. This is on History.com, like History Channel. The Catholic Church forbids members from being Freemasons. So that's interesting. So now we got. So it's anti-Catholic.
It's two cults. It's like you can't be part of that.
Yeah, you can't do two cults, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. Okay, I can respect the aspect of you saying Catholic is a cult, but like, I mean, it's a religion, right?
Because I don't think but Freemasonry doesn't necessarily. It's not more like religious where you have to believe in something.
So do you think? So I guess Freemasons. Does that mean all Freemasons are just not not Christian?
They're kind of like. I'm pretty sure most people look at them as kind of atheists, but I think you're allowed to have your own beliefs within Freemasonry. It's just you go by it a certain way.
It's like I feel like the way what I just read, it feels like Freemasonry and Catholic stuff have only things to do with it because Catholic people don't like them and it said how they originated from building architecture away from cathedral buildings.
Yeah.
So maybe Catholic people were just like fuck
them,
Freemasons.
yeah.
And
They're trying to make money elsewhere, and Catholics were like, nah, y'all bricklay for us, bro.
Freemasons inspired America's first political third party, the anti-Masonic Party.
Which then turned into the Democratic Party.
Well, I mean, third party.
No, because I know before it was just the Union and the... I'm just saying shit, bro.
I was like, wait, just keep going.
I got lost. No, I'm not gonna lie.
I was like, there was the Republic.
I haven't said anything that's truth about the Freemasons.
No, you
I've
were
just
hitting
been
some of them
talking.
on the head. You said fraternity, and that was like the first word they used.
Okay,
to
yeah,
describe
no,
them.
that was for sure.
That was
That's
good.
easy.
You're not.
I'm a scholar.
retarded.
I actually have a pen. I should have brought it. I have a Freemason.
Those are the
pendant.
5 facts that I found on this thing, but I don't know.
Is that crazy? And I don't know if I should have it. Because it's actually
Dude,
gold.
I'm Catholic.
It's
Dude.
not gold. It's probably gold plated.
So
but...
fuck Freemasons, because I'm Catholic.
Nah, chill.
Fuck Freemasons. Well, you use
they-
it as a negative connotation towards Shaq.
They built the country.
Right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I agree.
They
Fuck
built the
Freemasons,
country.
bro.
But that's exactly the only thing I knew coming into this about Freemasons is which is probably.
It's a secret society.
Yeah, I took it as so. It's probably the closest secret society related to the quote unquote Illuminati because it has to do with like
Yeah.
rich people.
Then there's stuff like Skull and Bones, which are like smaller societies and they're also Freemasons, but like, so like, if you're a Freemason, then if you went to like Harvard or like any of the Ivy Leagues.
I almost don't want to take you serious about.
This one's
anything
for
you
real.
say. No,
Yale,
I'm listening. I'm
Yale
for
and Skull and Bones. George H.W. Bush and George W. Bush were both Freemasons that attended the Skull and Bones lodge in Yale. It's like a very high. Only politicians ever make it through there. The Clintons went through Skull and Bones.
It's a group
God
within.
damn, the Clintons are listening to me, bro. They're trying to kill me.
It's the za, I guess.
It is the Tyson 2.0. This episode is sponsored by Tyson 2.0. Thank you, Mike Tyson.
Don't smoke weed, yo. It's not good for you. It causes anxiety and suicide
Wait,
rates increase.
the
with the intake
Clintons-
of marijuana.
The Clintons and the Bushes, and like a lot of it's only politicians that make it through the Skull and Bones, and it's a secret society where they like say that like they
Like
have to,
Bohemian,
sacrifice shit.
like Bohemian Grove type shit.
Well, Bohemian Grove's real.
Yeah, it's a location, but the Skull and Bones people
Wait,
go to there.
Did I talk about 9/11 last time and Alex Jones?
Yeah, you made me think about that, and I was
Did you
spewing
watch
that.
the video?
I was spewing that shit at work, bro. I was telling all my coworkers.
Did you watch the video though?
Nah, I looked it up though, and instead I watched this like long hour documentary while I was going to bed about just something about 9/11. I got deep into the 9/11
Bro,
shit. Like I don't know, but
Jerm wasn't here, so I'm gonna run through it real quick.
the Alex Jones, I was telling all my coworkers,
Yeah.
like, yo, the day after.
So,
like, and I just
on September, you know,
purely from the worst source ever.
you know, Alex Jones has this InfoWars thing that's like he's been doing that for like 20 plus years, 30 years. All right, so the day after 9/11, he got on. It was like he got on every day, and he was like, "Hey, today's September 12th. September 12th, 2001. The towers were just hit." He was like, "As for those of you who tune into my show always, you know I've been predicting this for the last 5 years that the government was either A, going to allow a terrorist group to do this, or B, conduct it themselves." He was like, because, you know, as I've been saying, the government wants to use terrorism to enact the Patriot Act, which is going to take away all your civil liberties, blah, 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 blah. The next day, they dropped the Patriot. That was the act that like, kind of, as soon as 9/11 happened, they signed the Patriot Act. It was just TSA, having all the, like, extra security. They can run your numbers. They can do Homeland Security. All that shit started right after 9/11. He's like, I've been calling this for the last 5 years. They were going to use terrorism, blah, blah, blah. It's a sad day to know that the American government will let this happen.
And supposedly there was
I was like, damn,
Yeah.
bruh.
supposedly it was gonna be like a hard time, like economy wise. But since the World Trade Center got hit, the stock market kind of like stopped.
Pause
Yeah.
for a second.
So-
Also, the Pentagon was hit in the exact spot where they were conducting the search for $2.3 trillion. You know about that?
Mhm.
They were literally under an investigation in the Pentagon for losing $2.3 trillion, and the department that the plane hit was that.
Yeah, and
Also, all the like high-ranking people that worked at the World Trade Center.
Oh, they weren't there.
They were off.
yeah, so that's what I was looking for, and I was really telling all my coworkers the shit you're saying, because it is true, and regardless of regardless of if it's not true or not about the context of 9/11, it's so true that like the federal government will take away your liberties and rights and not give them
Yeah,
back.
that's what we were
They
saying.
step forward and conceal them. And that's really why I was spewing that shit. But yeah, there's a guy. I don't know. I was trying to find it on Twitter. Because ever since we started talking about this, fucking Twitter's been like my For You feed.
They heard
Show
you.
me this. It's a Twitter account, illuminatipod, and they just tweet out hella like 9/11 moon landing, all that
Uh-huh.
shit. And
got hella of those
we were talking about
pages.
the moon landing last time. That's what triggered the 9/11.
Oh yeah, the
shit.
last one
We were
was a
talking about the moon
conspiracy
landing.
pod.
Yeah, we were talking about the moon landing.
With
'Cause I was
JB.
watching all this shit. But anyways,
You guys believe in that?
the moon landing's fake. We were talking about that. I
You can't
think
do this again. We did this with JB.
I think it's fake.
It's fake, bro.
Should look into it.
You gotta watch the pod when we drop with JB. Bro, we talked for a whole hour
it's
of
gonna come out within like
conspiracy
2-3
theories.
weeks, like 2 weeks from now probably, or a week. But anyways, the dude, I don't know. I guess I was trying to find it, but whatever. I guess he was like the CEO of the World Trade Center entirely, like, or the owner of the entire architecture of the building of the World Trade Center, who works there on a daily basis, like has his daily breakfast there, and he called out sick or was like reported in sick that day. And it was like the one day he missed, and his daughter called out sick. His son was running late, and they call him like Lucky Larry. Like, oh, look at Lucky. That's what they call him now. But it's like,
Yeah, right,
I don't
bro.
know. Obviously, it's
Yeah,
ironic
right.
to call him
Jet
Lucky.
fuel does not burn through steel beams. How many times do we have to say
I've
this,
watched a
bro?
lot of videos, and obviously that shit could be fake, but like about how the structural integrity of the building, how it was built. Specifically, I remember them talking about how there was a bunch of cabled wires, steel wires, like hundreds or thousands, upwards of thousands, and going vertically throughout the building. So there was a bunch of them because of redundancy,
Uh-huh.
and eventually all of them, enough of them
Just kept
snapped.
snapping.
So that's why it collapsed. So
I mean, I'm sure. I don't see why we don't just like build another World Trade Center and then fly a plane into it. And if the exact same thing happens, then cool. But
Yeah,
if
I mean,
not,
we spent
then they got to do some explaining.
yeah. Well, we already did that on September 11,
Apparently there was
2001.
Oh, yeah.
Apparently there was also a third building in New York that went down very similarly. Like
Tower 7 or some shit.
Yeah, there was like
Yeah.
Investigate Tower 7.
You know what's
If he'll be
crazy?
If be saying that shit, they'll like grab a mic on the news. They're like, investigate Tower 7. Investigate Tower 7. I've never known what it was.
Or the one in
Funny.
Philly. There was another plane crash landed in Philly.
Oh, for real?
You're talking about United 93?
It's on the same day of
Yeah,
September
well,
11th.
it was a terrorist attack and the people took over and
Yeah, and they got it back.
Dude, that movie is fire.
Yeah. That is a movie. That is
Yeah.
true.
That
That's
shit's
a fire.
sick. And there's some real phone calls. And like if the whole
Bro.
thing staged, is that I mean they sacrifice civilians. Those
I
civilian calls
also
gotta be
ju-
real, right? Like
I just remembered.
even if it was fake, they're like, yeah, some people just gotta go.
I just remembered another interview that I saw. It's actually an Osama bin Laden interview. This is way I used to be crazy back into the conspiracies. There's an Osama bin Laden interview after 9/11. Because remember, after 9/11, they would like drop videos of him like just like standing in a bunker. He was shitting on us. Remember, they were looking for him, and he was just like drop a video standing in a bunker with dudes with AK-47s. Like America has learned their lesson.
Yeah.
Well, in his language.
Yeah.
He says in one of those interviews, he said, well, as a child, I lived in this city, Bogman, whatever the fuck the city's name was.
Yeah.
He was like, and our central bank stood in the middle of our city, and he was like, and I watched like my family die and like the rest of my town almost be crumbled and the whole economic system go down when America bombed our tower. And it fell the exact same way. He was like, so right now America's feeling what I felt as a child, what all of us in the Middle East feel always when America comes and destroys our shit. And I was like, when I watched that, I was like, God damn, bro, America deserved that shit. He was literally like, I watched towers fall in my city, and I'm going to make it happen to America.
Yeah.
And he did that shit.
Yeah, I think it was him.
That's hard.
Everyone just need to mind their business. Like, countries need to mind their businesses, right? But in nowadays age, right, without me being too knowledgeable, America, they be asking America to fucking help out in all types of ways. Obviously, the most recent thing is, what, $100 billion
To Ukraine?
to Ukraine.
Yeah, that's stupid.
But Russia, think about this. Like, if Mexico or Canada decided to join the Russian alliance with China, America would have a fucking problem with it, and we would tear Canada or Mexico up. So it's like Russia's the exact. They have a country that has been on like, they've had a agreement in which they wouldn't join NATO, Ukraine, but then now you're putting NATO missiles in Ukraine right next to Russia. Like, what would we do if Mexico had missiles pointed at us?
We're just
we would blow them the fuck up. What the fuck do you think we would do? And it'd be okay if we did it.
We're just like, what if it's like, since we're so young that we haven't developed enough history behind us to make us be labeled as like evil, regardless of like capitalism to communism or so like
Most
economically.
empires only last about 450 years.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what if like 2 more 100 years from now we are just looked at and there's another newer nation and we're like.
That's what I'm saying. Chinese have gone through it. Russians have gone. America's the newest nation.
Yeah.
We're the only ones that haven't gone through the first period of like establishing a civilization. Most like civilizations last like around, like the Romans lasted around like 400 to 500 years. Like all those they lasted around 400 to 500 years. We're on our like 400 something year.
History repeating itself.
One time I was talking to Drew about this when NATO was like a whole bunch of people joining BRICS.
Yeah.
And he basically said that Mexico would be a formidable opponent against America. And I was like, nah, bro. Like, if the United States really was like, this is our war enemy, they would do it.
It's shitted on.
America it will literally still, to this day, fuck everybody up in the world. It's just
Especially
if
we're bordering.
Unless we're like in Russia. Like if maybe.
Or
we're
unless
in
like Russia goes up with China and then they create a huge alliance to go against America. America still has the best military. We still pour the most money into our military.
That's why everyone just gotta mind their business, man. I remember hearing something back, and it was like in high school, like in class, about how, and I mean this is about to be slight misinformation because it was years ago, but whatever. But I remember that partially the 9/11 attacks were originally starting from like disagreements between like Middle Eastern whatever it was like Iraq or Iran and America because we were helping them recover from fucking Germany in the 80s.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we eventually stopped.
Afghanistan.
And we eventually just stopped. Like we pulled out, and like during I think it was the Clinton administration.
Russia also
they,
failed in
yeah.
Afghanistan as well.
And they said that shit started up the boiling point between the disagreements between the two and snowballed into what it was.
What was it? Damn.
So like
I get a bunch of videos of this shit. It was like the commander, some like high rank in the military during the time of the September 11th attack, and he was like that he went into like the boardroom the next day and they were like we're going to war, and the guy was like, with who? And he was like, we're going to war with Iran. And he was like, well, I don't see why we would do that, but all right, like I guess they attacked, okay, whatever. And then the next day he says that they come in to like have another meeting, and he's like, all right, we've changed our strategy, we're actually going to go to war but with the Middle East. And he's like, what? He's like, yeah, we have a plan on taking down the 6 most profitable nations in the Middle East, and is going to start with Iran, Afghanistan, Lebanon, Syria, literally all the fucking countries that we've been through and literally just fucking wrecked. It's in a video of them like 20 years ago where they're like, yeah, no, it's the U.S. military's plan to go through these countries and we were going to take over the Middle East and like disrupt, like bring in democracy and all this bullshit.
Yeah, I mean,
he runs through all the countries that we've ran through.
nowadays,
Bro, Gaddafi, you know what Gaddafi was trying to do? Muammar Gaddafi was trying to like same thing that like China's trying to do, where they're like trading in Chinese yuan and stuff like that instead of like going through America and
like
shit.
National currency. I mean,
they were trying to do that. They're like, no, if Muammar Gaddafi, and this is why he got assassinated, he was like, if you're getting most of your oil from our country, Syria, he wanted to join all Lebanon, like all those countries. If you're getting all our oil from us, then you're gonna be trading it in our currency, because it's bullshit that you're the only ones making money off of it. You're making more money than us, and we're selling it to you. It's like, so we're gonna join an alliance, and that's what Muammar Gaddafi was trying to do before he got assassinated.
Yeah,
but his own people assassinated.
Well, yeah. That is where he fucked up. Yeah, because he went against the highest power in the world.
Yeah, it's like.
But he was doing the right thing.
But didn't he get murdered by his own people?
Whatever they say, bro.
It was on video.
Maybe.
He has a notorious his one when he died. It was like notorious because like there was video of him getting fucking
but they
impaled up his asshole with a flag and shit.
Can't they just plant someone?
They really did that shit. It was a whole mob of people and his people. I don't know much.
They turned.
I just remember Gaddafi.
The point
is that what you're saying? Western culture did.
He was low key doing the right thing, and it got turned against him. But in idea, he was doing the right thing. He was
wasn't
like,
he
no,
a terrible? I don't know. I'm just like, wasn't he a terrible dictator who killed his own people?
He killed the people who didn't agree with his values. Yeah, I guess.
It sounds like you're talking about Hitler.
It sounds like I'm talking about the American government right now.
Shit.
But to me, it's like, regardless of what country they're from, mercenaries work for the highest bidder.
Yeah, facts.
Every country has mercenaries.
Yeah.
So imagine like they have their mercenaries, and then we contact.
Termite should be right the fuck here, bro.
Yo, how much they paying you? We'll double it, and then they'd be like, all right, let's go visit my man's and stick a fucking pole over there.
Yeah.
Money talks. Bro.
You're right.
And the U.S. at that moment was.
And the video shit. I was about to say too, like that AI video shit's so prevalent now in public domain or whatever you want to call it.
I want to make
They probably had that shit back then.
I want to make an AI video of like me personally assassinating Biden, and then dropping it, but like have it be such a good AI video that like people are like, yo, like if FBI comes knocking at my door, like you killed the president,
you die.
And I'd be like, no, bro, it's AI.
You die. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I was saying last week we should make a podcast, or maybe it was with Chuck. We should make a podcast where we just ask ChatGPT to make a podcast script for us, and we do the.
We were saying that last one.
But that's also, I'm happy we just brought that up too, because I want to fucking try to do an AI logo, bro.
But what are you gonna input?
Like, I don't know. I saw it on Twitter. I didn't even read into it, so it might be fucking bullshit.
Put like a Chinese man in a sombrero.
Exactly. I was gonna say Mexican and Chinaman.
Yeah.
Mexican and a Chinaman.
Mexa-Chinaman. Mexa-Chinaman logo with a big penis in the mouth or something.
Is that what you guys are doing today, the logo?
Yeah, but I mean, we're not doing it. He's just gonna type it into ChatGPT and see what it does.
I don't know if it's ChatGPT.
Oh, it's not ChatGPT. He sent me some videos like It's
like Microsoft. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna take forever.
I feel like we're not gonna do it.
I should have prepped it.
I feel like we're actually not gonna do it in this pod. We kind of prefaced that we would do that.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Why do we talk about conspiracy theories? That's all I'm thinking about.
Two things you got in this life.
My balls and my dick.
Your balls, sorry.
I'm gonna look up AI.
That's all I
logo
got,
generator.
bro. My balls and my dick.
It's your word and your balls.
Well, there's only 2 things, yeah, because I'm missing my left nut. Dude, my dad told me a story of his friend. This is actually, this is good to talk about. Of his friend, like, back when in El Salvador, their kids, they used to just climb trees and shit and, like, do whatever. One of his friends is climbing a tree in the park, and he slips off of a branch. And, like, he doesn't, like, it's not high or anything, but there's another branch under him that impaled his nutsack. Bruh, and he says that, like, he said, he was like, I didn't need to know, and I'm about to tell you this, and y'all also didn't need to know this.
Hold up.
You don't need to know that your testicle is actually kind of blue. He saw the testicle fall out, like, because it impaled the skin, and the testicle fell out of the pouch.
What impaled him?
Well, it probably didn't have no blood flow no more, so it got, like...
We said it was, like, bluish purpley.
Yeah, it's probably because, like, it was, like...
What color would you think it is? What color would you think it is?
It's kind of like when you get a
But there's still blood pumping.
What color you think it is?
Huh?
What color would you think?
I didn't need to know
Maybe
what color the inside of my
Maybe you
nuts
got different
were.
colors, like eyeballs. Like maybe I got hazel balls,
Your yellow balls?
blue balls. Yo, you know what's funny?
No, that's the joke. That's what I'm saying. That you didn't need to know that.
Shit,
like,
we all got
balls
blue
are
balls.
actually blue on the inside.
Well, maybe he didn't get some in a while.
Yeah.
Maybe that guy was a virgin.
Yo, I just quickly looked up logo generator and I typed it's like what's your logo? What's your company name? I said Chino Bing and it said give us keywords and I wrote Mexican Chinaman, and it gave me a few of these joints. They're all just like tacos. They all look like they could be on the side of a food truck.
Korean barbecue tacos. Korean barbecue birria tacos.
Damn, these are all kind of fire. You tell me which ones you like. Maybe you can show Herman. Yo, I actually kind of like those.
They actually kind of are kind of good.
Like as you scroll down, some of them get more Asian. But we gotta find that right mix. That check.
It's honestly all like Mexican.
No, there's some that's like a red pepper.
That's Mexican, bro.
Asian people eat Chinese.
Nah.
I mean, you're not Mexican, so I don't feel bad about being called Chinese.
You're not Chinese either.
That's what I was saying.
You're Korean.
Yeah.
And you're a fucking motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking monkey.
Yeah. I guess.
They are good. There's like a Morocco one and shit.
Well, I don't know. That one looks more like a fucking Tex-Mex restaurant. I was fucking with
I went to the second page, by the way.
Damn, yeah, some of these are hard. I guess we'll find some. Maybe we're gonna use this and we'll just start having a Chino Bank logo.
Just put it like in the middle.
Do you ever see yourself going back to Korea?
Back? I ain't never
Not back,
been.
but, like,
And
like with your mom.
yeah, 100%.
Why haven't you done it yet?
I don't know. My mom. That shit's
Doesn't have a
expensive.
green card?
That shit's expensive. Like we've never set time to do it.
Does your mom still have a passport?
Probably. I've never had a passport.
That's probably like what, like 30 hours on a plane? Oh no,
Yeah.
but you go the other way, right?
I don't even.
Bro, we've talked about you could
Nah,
go
bro.
up.
You can't go the other way.
You could go
You
up
know
and get there
why?
faster.
You
Why
know
do we
why
go
you can't-
across?
Listen,
Why are we
you
going
can't go
across
the
the
other
globe
way
when you can go
because
across?
Earth's flat.
The
So
fuck?
listen to this.
Symbol.
My dad is actually a flat earther.
The fuck?
No cap.
Your dad?
Yes, and he believes it because the fact that like, so any flight,
Why are we flying this way?
any flight that like,
Because Alaska's a no-fly zone.
Why?
I mean, nah,
He said something about, like,
Antarctica.
instead of going like
I don't know.
the opposite way, like west, you go towards like Australia, and you have to make like.
Well, you follow the trade winds.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to go against the winds. That's part of the point.
So my dad was like, it's very convenient.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, but there is. We get storms every year from
Dude,
El Niño,
how
which
can
is a
you
trade
be?
wind.
How can you be talking about how 9/11's an inside job and then just listen to the round earthers? You know what I mean?
I don't listen. I just said. I mean, I'm giving some
Yeah, no,
pushback
you're right,
against
you're
that.
right,
But
yeah, that's
I
the
do agree.
critique
Like,
behind it.
if I'm flying from fucking Canada to China, why am I going this way, bro?
Yeah.
That just makes absolutely zero sense. Why am I gonna trek 21,000 miles instead of going fucking what shit? If we're a sphere, then
You know what I think? You know what I think is bullshit. I mean, maybe it's just not even bullshit. It's just I've never looked at it past like a 3rd grade level of education.
What?
It's like Earth doesn't just consistently spin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it does. Wait, what? What are
Like,
you
like,
saying,
like
dumbass?
it doesn't stay at the
What are you
same.
Are you about to drink that?
No, I'm gonna.
It's like it's dude. It just doesn't spin at the same speed the whole time. You know what I mean? It's not 2.7 miles per hour the whole time. It's like it varies from like 1 to like 4. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's floating. How the fuck does it just perfectly spin? Wind be changing.
it's cool. I guess the explanation would be gravity. the gravity gravity is constant, so like
Dude,
once things are in motion, they stay in motion.
I'll be honest. Before we continue with this, this is one of those things where like I started saying it and I realized it's fucking retarded. But I'm gonna go all in.
Now you're in.
Because it's just floating. Like it's just a rock floating. That's why I started thinking like it can't be flat. We are. Actually,
I'll do a science demonstration right now.
Who knows? Are we fucking floating? Everyone got a sky. Everybody got a sky.
It's just crazy to think that the sky is the same.
Yeah, everybody has a sky.
Everybody has a
what
sky.
What the fuck?
No, like I'm just thinking a little outside the box
And
here.
if you think about it, everybody has the same sky every night, right? Because you can see the
stars.
Well, no.
They change. The
You get
constellation changes.
Constellation, yeah, depending where you're at.
But it
Like,
consistently.
you're not gonna see the North Star. If
It just goes like this. It just goes like
Chile.
this. Yeah, but so does television shows, bro. They just all come on specific times of the week.
Do
know
you
what
see
I'm
the
saying?
North Star in Uruguay when you were growing up? Did you see the North?
4 years old, bro.
I think you don't see the North Star from the Southern Hemisphere. That may be the stupidest
Wait,
thing that's ever come
that
out of
is
my
really
mouth.
stupid.
Yeah, I think that's wrong.
If you're spinning,
Technically, yeah, we're gonna go back on this again. What is North and South if we all have a sky? Like why is if the Earth is this way and there's shit there's galaxies
north
under
is
us
directional.
No,
north
but
is
hold on.
directional from a plane
But
standpoint.
yeah, in a plane though.
Yeah,
but like,
3D.
if there's shit under us and shit above us, then like that doesn't.
That's 3D.
Why are we? Yeah, but why are we? Why? If
The
we're in the
North
third
Star-
dimension, why are we still
The,
calculating in the second?
north,
That
the
makes no
North
sense.
Star. Well, I'll say this for what you said before that. The North Star is north because wherever way it's pointing that you have to face to see it, that way is north.
It's actually more like northwest. I've tested it.
All right, man.
It's
What are
true.
you, Christopher fucking Columbus?
Galileo.
I'm not gonna take your word for it.
Galileo.
Galileo.
Galileo. Messi. Anyways, yeah.
I
The
don't
world
know.
is weird, bro.
We're getting really into like this is too.
I want to see the ice wall one time. Every time I'm in a plane, the first thing I try looking at is where's the curve, bro? Where the fuck is the curve? I'm 20,000.
Yeah,
feet
I've
in the
actually
air.
never thought to look for that.
Why can't I see space?
Dude, when I remember when me, Pablo,
Gas?
and, when me, Pablo, and Edward went to California, and we were over Las Vegas, I was looking for fucking Area 51. Like,
Hey, you're not flying over it.
What are the odds
Yeah,
you
no,
notice it?
bro,
You probably
no.
just saw a warehouse. You're like,
Oh shit!
Yeah,
I don't know what I was thinking,
flying
but
over
I
Vegas
just-
is probably cool though, right? You saw hella desert.
yeah, it was hella fucking desert, and it was just
Crashing there would hurt.
Yeah.
And you were,
And you probably like the plane would like really blow up because it's hotter.
That's fun. Yo, I've
Like if you crash land in Alaska, the jet fuel might not like catch on fire because it's that cold.
That's a funny
Nah,
joke.
definitely will.
I was also gonna
Melt the
say,
ice around it.
remember the journal thing I was talking about I had from like
Just writing
20.
out on the pod right
This
now.
is the 2020 journal, or whatever. I found my last year journal or the 2021 journal, and I was reading a joke, and I wrote a joke about like I was like dancing and like at raves and drugs, and I'm like, yeah, man, like I saw this one girl, she was at a rave, she was really fucking it up. Like went up to her, I was like, man, what did you take, like dance lessons? She's like, no, I took Molly.
Yeah.
That was a funny joke.
How do you guys feel about that? Like rave culture.
Dude,
I went to a
it's
rave one
called
time.
drug culture.
Yeah.
Now that you're older, when you're younger,
It's
it's
just
kind of
going to-
like you're just looking for a good time, so you don't.
I'd rather
No, when you're
I'd
younger,
rather
you're
do
gonna make every excuse.
I'd
and be like,
rather
"No,
do
I just don't-"
acid at like Pump It Up. You know what I'm saying?
That would be lit.
Or
That's
Jump
grown,
Zone.
man.
Yeah. Or ecstasy.
Yeah,
Holy
just
shit.
touch the little
I'd lose like
kids.
40 pounds. I'd be
Yeah.
like, I'd like blow out my hamstrings.
Yeah, I feel like I need now. That's crazy. I'm only like 24. I feel like I need to stretch before going to pump it up.
Oh fuck yeah.
I used to like hop out the
Dude.
car as like a 12-year-old and just
Dude.
run straight into the
when we
shit.
were like, I think I may have went with you. It was the only time I ever went to Sky Zone.
Yeah.
And,
That was the time I went.
Yeah, right. We played dodgeball and shit. That shit was fun as fuck.
Aw.
Yeah.
But and we were like 22, right? Maybe even 21.
Yeah, maybe.
And
maybe even 20.
I don't know. We were just young, but whatever. I just remember going there and I didn't stretch. I don't remember. We were like, I got excited and kind of like on some kid shit. Went out there and did like a flip dunk, bro. And I've
tweaked your neck?
never tweaked my neck so much hard to the point where I really thought I cracked something in my neck. Like I had to go to the bathroom for a second and like look
The
at my
fucking,
shit and like I was like sweating from pain. I'm like, damn, bro.
You
What?
did the dodgeball and shit too.
Bro, dodgeball was so fun. Even with the
Dodgeball's so
fucked
fun.
up neck, I had
I
so
will
much fun.
fuck a kid up. I have no mercy in that shit.
That was fun,
I'll
bro.
try to give you the little socks that they give you at the hospital.
Yeah,
They
get
just
that
transfer
grip.
You over.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's a good joke.
That's funny.
Jeremy, I'm stealing that. Yeah, you're not a comedian. We are.
You're Carlos. We haven't done shit.
I'm a ghost
No, we
fan.
gotta go before the end of this. I wrote it down in my journal. I gotta do it before the end of the year.
Recording has
When?
just recently.
It's fine. We're only
I'm pretty
20.
sure
We're
that
30
joke
minutes
didn't
in,
make it
so
on.
it probably had to be recently.
I'm pretty sure that joke didn't make it on the show. It's all yours now.
Nah, we got the audio.
No, the audio's on here, but that is a great
but the
joke.
thing about I'm hoping
That's why they gave me
I'm gonna have to edit the audio a little more. I feel like maybe I don't know.
That's a good one, bro.
Yeah, man.
I have some podcast topics written down for you, Josh.
All right, this is
If
perfect.
If you can read one page out of a Harry Potter book,
That's funny.
um,
Do you actually have one, or are you just an asshole?
yeah, it was when is the moment that you personally felt you became a man, or have you had that yet?
I
Damn.
got one, but it's
Like not like, oh yeah, I fucked this bitch, or like no, like actually you did
Um,
something that was like manly.
alright. It's not manly, but it was like the moment I had to take charge. It was like my dad one time we were downstairs and he had like a hernia in his back, so it would like cut off like circular like oxygen and all that shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And like he like fainted and like into my arms and like I was like, holy shit, this man is fucking
Yeah, he's like 200
huge.
pounds.
Yeah, that's when I was like, okay, this motherfucker big. I was
Yeah,
like, holy
yeah.
shit. Carried him onto the bed, like was panicking, but like had to keep my calm.
You gotta chill, yeah.
Like
Yeah.
woke him up, kept him cool. He was like, "You good?" He was like, "I can't move." Like he felt paralyzed. Had to call the 911. Had to talk to them while he just like laid there.
Jesus.
That's
when
like
I
a man moment for
yeah,
you.
that's when
Okay.
I was like, all right, I gotta start trying to like.
You
figure
got
this shit
you had
out,
to, and
take
you had to man
over.
up right in that moment.
I
type shit, yeah.
like that because mine kind of has to do something like that.
What's
Wait, have you
yours?
thought of yours?
I'm trying to think. I, don't
Alright,
know.
I'll say
I
mine.
haven't had a medical situation like that happen.
Well, I get it's crazy
I got
that mine
faith.
is medical too, but it's when like I was working at the bank, right, and I was doing like it was a good job. I was making more money than I make now, but my parents both got COVID, and then my dad like got really bad, like he got really sick, and he like couldn't go, and he's the only one that works there. It's his business, so like I had to just like quit on the spot, like on the day of. I was like, I can't come into work tomorrow. I won't be able to come in again. I'm just gonna be working for the next like 2.5 weeks. When my dad was like just like bed sick, like I was not only taking care of them, and like I had to buy like 4 bottles of Pedialyte a day because they didn't eat anything or anything like that, and just like chill there with them. But I had to take over the business for those 2 weeks, and like usually, I mean, I know how to do a lot, but it was like I always have my dad there to be like, yo, hey, like this, that, and the third, and he'd be like, yeah, grab that. I'm like, all right, bet, and I'll do it. And I was kind of just like, oh shit, now I just have to go off of like memory of the shit I've done before, and like it took me a minute, and I was like, damn, like I feel if it was like a surreal moment where I think about it now, I'm like, damn, I guess that was like the first moment where I was like, oh, this is like I had to step
you
up.
had to run the shit.
I quit my job, bro. I still make less money than I made at the bank working with my dad, but it was like, oh shit, from that moment on, I was like, oh, I might as well stay on with the family business and take it to to
that's
another
pivotal.
place.
Like,
It was a pivotal moment.
I don't think I have an answer like that. I'll be thinking like I'm just thinking about work and shit, but like then I thought the only thing I can think of, and this is completely different, and it makes me look like it kind of makes me sound like a fucking douchebag for even using it.
No,
But
go ahead.
it was when I was working at my first like real job, so I think I had to be like 20 years old or 19 at the time. Like I was just starting there, and it's off like Columbia Guilford Road area.
Mm-hmm.
So like I y'all remember y'all know Huntington's Deli, Deli. That's
Right,
my
like
shit.
when you're going
Shout
to
out
Hammond
Huntington Deli.
type shit.
I remember, so I'm like in my like work polo tucked in and shit. It's like 9 in the morning, 10 in the morning, and like I'm in there waiting like to order food, and I go to get to the line, and there's like these two like older black ladies are there, and there's one young white girl who's probably like maybe my age, and she's like very, you can just see she's kind of weird. I don't know, like weird or just not just a little different, and this old white guy comes in his work truck. It's like old dirty white dude jeans, like and she asked him. He's just standing there, and she was in line, the little girl, like behind the black ladies, and she's like, excuse me sir, like all like timid. She's like, are you in line? And he just like showed up, and he was like wasn't in line type shit, but I was just analyzing it, and I was like, I wasn't gonna say shit. I'm like, and he's like, of course I'm in line. Like, what do you think? Like, what do you think I'm doing? I'm just standing here for no fucking reason. And he starts like, and he's like not stopping, and like, and the girl's like, oh, I'm sorry, and I'm like.
You told him to
And
chill.
I was just standing there. I'm like, nah, she was in line before you, for real. And he was like, oh, get in front of me. She was asking me what. I'm like, nah, dude. And I'm like, after like he said it, he keeps talking, and I was like, and you don't gotta be an asshole about it. And he's like, what? I'm like, you don't gotta be an asshole about it, bro. And he's like, tries to get in my face, and he's just like an older dude. And I just remember being like, sir. You're way past your prime, sir. I'm like,
that's a good moment.
I was like, I will hurt you, sir. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, do not touch me. And like, it was just like 3 other women in there, and the dude, and they were like scared. And he ran out to his car, and I'm in my brain, first thing in my head, I'm like, oh, he's gonna go in there and grab a gun or some shit. So I'm just standing ground and I'm looking out the window, like I'm just standing there looking out the window. And the girl's like, what's he getting? The black lady's like, who's he getting a gun? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm just standing here, like, and then they're like thanking me, and he just skirted off. It was just.
You forgot the gun at home.
Like shit.
By the time you came back,
I just remember being like, when I got back to my car, I'm like, damn, like.
That
shit was funny. Like it was like one of those adrenaline moments, and plus, but it was tough because they were all like happy, like thanking me for
you
doing
did a good
it.
thing.
And I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, he's just an asshole. Like I said to the girl, like some people are just fucking assholes. Don't worry about it. Like I remember saying that and just dipping.
That's I like that.
That shit was a dope moment. Good question, I guess.
Right?
One moment I had that like kind of changed like my thought process. Not like being a man or anything like that, but just like kind of like changed like
Something pivotal.
Yeah, how I looked at everything was like when my grandma passed. 2017 was like I really like like seeing my mom go through that and everything. Yeah. Like I started realizing like there's a lot of people out here that like are hurt and they're living their life. They're making the best. Like, emotional, like, hey, how's it going? All that. Yeah. Like everybody's like lost somebody. Yeah. Especially like at that age of like 50. Like you've already like lost somebody.
Yeah, and you even if you're older, bro, it don't matter. That's just still you always forever live with the fact that like a parent or a loved one's gone. Yeah, that is something that hits deep type shit. Yeah. I be thinking about obviously like my parents type shit. Like
are y'all good with death? Like when
I don't know because I haven't had it to happen to me too firsthand. I don't know.
Well, like I mean, all right, but
I know
obviously your
though.
parents not. But like, say like your cousin passed, or your aunt.
If it's someone like if it was a direct relative like parent brother, that shit would kill me. Like I feel like it would. But like it's crazy though. Like my mom, for instance, like I mean she's Korean, so I don't know if that's what's built off it. Probably is, but like I admire it. Maybe it's religion. She takes death so like nonchalantly.
Yeah, I'm like that too.
Yeah, she's just like it's death. Like
my mom just
be like I'm ready to die. Like,
I think I have a theory on why.
You got some years.
I feel like your mom is definitely she's older and she's probably had either in her whole life or when she was younger had a lot of death. Because I had a lot of death when I was younger, like, and it wasn't even a lot, but it was like very imprinting. Because like that was like I was around the age where like my parents could like take me out of school and take me to El Salvador for a month to like be with my dying relative. Or, like I watched. Well, my grandfather died, and then I got there like the day after like my other grandfather died. But we were always there, like in their sickness, like we was always there. Yeah. So I remember being like we were at home when my grandfather passed. Like he was in the other room, like they brought him back. So it was kind of like, oh, okay, yeah, this is just normal. I'm glad he's here with family. Like it wasn't. I don't think about death. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm glad he died here at home. I don't think of it like, oh, he's gone. Like no, it's. I don't know. Sometimes it's a good thing.
Yeah, I think about like I just haven't had it happen. Like the only time in my family was like my great grandmother, bro. But I was like 5 years old. I mean, and we went to North Carolina. My whole family, they're all crying by their bed, like in the hospital. They're all crying, like praying with her or whatever. And I'm just like, I'm like 5 years old. Like I'm trying to act sad type shit. I remember being like,
yeah, I remember those days when you try acting sad for everyone.
Like, yeah, exactly. And like,
therapy
so
session.
like I just have not had that other than that. But I do remember, like, that shit bumming my dad out. Like, it was his grandma. He's like, yeah, my grandma's gone. He's, like, crying.
His meemaw?
Yeah. Some shit. My cousins call my grandma Mamaw. That shit
Mamaw.
I definitely think it's, like, there's a difference between, like, somebody, like a grandfather passing away. Because
that's more expected, right, too?
You know they've lived their life, right?
Yeah.
Compared to, like, somebody that's, like, 30. They've had
but, like,
dang, their shit got cut short. They didn't get to fulfill all
and that's the thing, like, with my mom's instinct, she'd be like, nah, that's just God's journey. Like,
right. Yeah, see, like, God intent. That's how I look at it. Like, yeah, God, I mean, God.
I look at it like that, too.
Them,
I look at it like that, too, from a farther out perspective. But if, like, once again, that just hasn't happened.
Well, yeah, if it was my mom and dad, I'm definitely going to be a bitch about it. But, like, I feel like I'm definitely going to get over it quicker than my siblings will because my siblings are more like my aunt just passed this last year. We all went to El Salvador because she was a very close aunt, and she passed. And my sister is like she's still like I'll bring up her name like, and she'll just be like tears coming around. I'm like, well, what the fuck? She was old. She had a good life. What the fuck are you? She was a happy person. You better be all sad.
It's kind of selfish if you really think about it.
To be all sad. That's how I've always thought. Like,
that's a good way to. That is a good, and that's kind of a good way to look at it. Like that. I guess I've never really looked at it that way because
it's just not about
the thought of it does kind of make me go like, damn, like oh, it's gonna suck. Like I don't give like it's not up to you, motherfucker. Yeah. Shit, it's not even up to you.
Yeah, I'd be like, no. It's not.
Death pod.
You didn't die, bruh.
The death pod.
This is the death pod, yeah, but like you didn't die.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I want to say
Like you're
with
just
the immediate family. I'm terrible, bro. Like
I can imagine, like
bro, I lost my dog and I was like,
bro,
I
yeah,
put him
what?
down
So I've buried
Hold up.
my dogs.
Yeah,
before.
nah, yeah. My shout out Nubby, bro. Like you knew.
I didn't
Nubby,
cry
right?
when my dogs died.
Nubby died a year, like right after my birthday last year or some shit. And bro, what that week? I was trying to be man up. Went to work and I'm chilling, and one of the dudes around me was like, "You good, bro?" And I'm like, "Man, my dog died." I'm like, if I look sad, I'm not trying to be like, but it was like that shit enough to someone was like, "Yo, you look sad." I was like, "Damn it."
I buried 3 dogs myself.
Yeah, I think
Like, we bury them in my backyard. It's like so. Like yeah, the dog died. It got old, bro. It ate some shit that it shouldn't have ate. That's what you get.
I don't know, like my
You got
dog
ran over.
that's
You
my
shouldn't
dog
have ran
that's
out the house, dumbass.
my
You're
dogs
a dumbass
dying were
dog.
traumatizing though. Like I had one, she was like shout out Shadow.
Shadow.
She was like 14 though, really old. Had a fat tumor as she got older too, which was kind of inconvenient for her. But she had like an aneurysm or something that triggered out of nowhere, and she was and she was literally her last like 30 minutes of her life was like
Seizure.
she was seizing her.
But you know what's crazy?
Tongue all out, and we're like rushing her to the like I had my dad's truck, so I had
That's
the
just the
license for the
worst.
first time. My dad's like, hurry up and come home. Like I'm like Mark high shit, like, bro. That shit was terrible.
Bro,
And we drove her and she's like fucking spazzing.
My dogs have.
Put her down. Like that
Damn,
shit's
that's
crazy.
wild. That is pretty traumatizing. But both my dogs have a condition where they get seizures every once in a while.
I had a dog.
And
a dog.
my
seizures, yeah.
my family, well, my mom and my mom called me one time where I think I wasn't at Mark's, but I was somewhere like high as shit, and my mom can't deal with that shit like at all. She was like Cookie, she's having a seizure, blah
It
blah.
only
Like
lasts like
she's
a minute.
yeah, but I mean depends.
You
I don't know.
you gotta hold on. If it lasts longer than like multiple minutes, that dog might fucking die.
Yeah, well they have them like sometimes.
You gotta just hold them.
They'll have you hold them, you calm them
That's
down.
all you can do.
They drool all over you.
You don't want them to move around.
You don't want them to bang their head.
Yeah, they're gonna fall over. And
Yeah,
shit.
exactly. So like, my mom was telling me that my dog was like kind of chasing her,
Yeah.
but I'm like, yeah, because he like whenever the dog it happens with me, like I pick her up and I like hold her
Yeah, you
exactly
gotta
like
hold her.
that. I'm like, it was looking for you to help it
Yeah,
because it
exactly.
knows. And like my mom was like, oh, I know, I can't.
Oh my
She said she
God.
jumped on top of the bed. She's like, Daniel, hurry up right
Oh
now. I
my
can't
God.
look at it. I can't see it. Get it out of my face. I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
I literally told my mom, I was like, Mom, you're being selfish. Like, the dog is having an episode. You need to forget about that. And she's like, no, I can't. You hurry up and come home. And hung up on my ass.
I'd be so mad.
And I came home and my dog was like laying down, like
Oh,
still
fuck.
fucked out like just drooling out the mouth and everything.
Jesus.
I had to pick them up and like soothe them. And I'm like, yo, Mom, I was like, for real, if I'm far away, like, are you just gonna let the dog die? And she's like, I can't do it. And I'm like, what do you mean you can't? Like, I don't get
You hold
that.
the dog when it's normal.
Yeah, like you just
Yeah, my dog had
hold
seizures.
it. And she was like, I won't. It's gonna die.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
My dog had seizures. The boy dog that had Nubby's dad, he would have seizures. He'd literally, and we'd be like, oh, when we first found out, we were like, what the fuck?
She's throwing up. We're like,
Daisy, we gave Daisy this medicine, bro, like a year ago, and she's a small one. Like she's smaller.
She
than
had a
that.
seizure.
Bro, we were just chilling, and all of a sudden she just started like, and we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's
and
scary.
Bro, we were pissed. Like we called my dad
because it wasn't supposed to.
My
yeah.
dad made me go to the vet with him. He was like, I wasn't trying to go. And he's like, nah, like if I go, like I'm gonna burn that fucking place down. And I was like, all right, I'm coming with you. That shit was crazy. No, but we were pissed. Like we were in that bitch, like and she was
Wait,
like,
because the medicine caused it.
and you know they were like, nah, but you guys kept the flea collar on her too. I'm like, bro, get the fuck out of here. But she wore that flea collar, and that flea collar been on her forever. That shit got no potency. Like it's just a white plastic collar at this point. I'm like, they're just trying to blame some of their shit. I was pretty pissed.
Yeah.
So, I was like, I'm not giving her that shit again. Like we ain't giving her that shit.
One time, my dogs are like sisters. They're like twins. Well, not twins. They're sisters. They're born in the same litter. And the white one is they're both Cookie and Cream. Cookie's the dark one. The white one's Cream. Cream has like the worst seizures, and she has them more often. Cookie has them every once in a while. Cream is like every like 2-3 months she has
their
one.
parents probably had seizures too.
Yeah.
Man.
And I know they do because from the same litter, like I think it was someone from church that my mom bought them
They
from,
had seizures
and
too.
other people bought from that same person. They have seizures too. So, but like she gets them real bad, and one time she got it, and it lasted like 10 minutes, and like usually, like I said, it's only
their
5.
brain
and I was
will
like,
overheat.
I was
If you
like,
have a
oh,
seizure, any
fuck.
human,
I had I had to really calm her down, and then like after
gotta
she
cool her
like
down,
she
too.
walked and like she kind of like lay down and she looked fine. She was like.
breathing.
And then I looked away for like 2 seconds, bro, and she started seizing again. And I was like, "Oh fuck, she's dying today.
Yeah.
She's dying today."
Did
And
she die?
I kind of, no, she didn't die.
Still
No,
have her?
she's still good. Yeah, she's still
You
good.
got on that. Almost at that point, I'd put cold water on her head.
I want to
bro.
start giving them weed and stuff.
CBD
It's
gummies.
like CBD gummies,
That
like
might help.
at night.
That's
just,
known to help, like,
yeah,
seizing and
exactly,
epilepsy.
exactly.
Dogs,
So I've been thinking about
it. Do it. They still. When's the last time they had a seizure?
They're due for one. It's about
They're
2
due.
months.
They're due for one.
I mean, so like, it's not
Oh
a big
my
like
God.
it happens, bro. It happens.
Yeah, no,
every
I
2
know
to 3
exactly. I had a
months.
dog that had seizures a lot. Like,
They're
he'd
due-
have a seizure like once every few months. Like,
They're
it
due
was
for one
at
for
least.
sure. You know what's crazy? I hate that we just brought this up because it's always when I talk about it and I say like, oh damn, yeah, they are due for one.
Dude,
within
then
the
get
next
some
week, within the next week they get it.
Amazon Prime some damn CBD gummies right fucking now. Dog CBD gummies.
Yeah, I don't have Amazon Prime though, and they're dogs. like-
Amazon them. They're like, you can get it for like
Fuck,
$10.
people put insurance on dogs.
Yeah,
Let
like
that motherfucker die.
$10
before you get
CBD
another
gummies
one.
is better than $1,000 insurance.
See, my cousins did like a $7,000 surgery for their dog, and he still passed away like a couple months later.
It's just dumb as shit. Like, why you curing cancer in a dog, bro?
That's what Kevin just said. Kevin's dog ate a bunch of prescription that the dog had, too much, like all of it, when he left, and he said they're like keeping them for overnight, and it spent like $2,000. I'm like,
Nah,
damn, I hope that
son.
dog's okay. It's
All my dogs have died in my.
We're probably gonna have puppies, and them motherfuckers. We gonna make some money, boy.
Them two?
Purebred dachshunds, bro.
They're both purebred.
Yeah, they're both like certified, whatever. the fuck.
Why aren't you? Wait, is the girl not ready yet?
Nah, the boys. It's really we're not ready yet at this point because the boy Dewey's old enough now at this point. Technically, he's a year
How
and a
old's
half.
Dewey?
It's like a year and a few
half?
months. So he's definitely old. His ball's dropping. It's funny because Daisy this last month or 3 weeks, Daisy was in heat.
Her shit's been getting swole
Yeah,
up.
and he's been going crazy. So we've kept them in the cage separately at a time and shit for that. But she just weaned off of it.
Uh-huh.
So that's what this last 3 days were like the first days they've been like out of the cage together
Sure.
in like a month almost.
You're gonna like do more than one litter?
I don't
You
know.
gonna
We'll see
pump money out
how
of them?
successful that shit get.
How much does a dachshund, a purebred
Bro,
dachshund
Dewey
cost?
costed a lot of money, bro.
Like over.
Because we got
over
Daisy,
$1,000?
we got Daisy in like 2019 before COVID and inflation.
Uh-huh.
And Daisy's, dogs are expensive. Daisy was like $1,900, I think.
Holy shit! Yeah.
And I bought that shit for my dad, like for his birthday, because Jake passed, and I was like, fuck it, I'm dropping bread, bro. Dewey, I think Dewey was over $5,000.
For real?
Yeah, but we bought it
But he has he's certified.
Me
He
and
has
my dad,
paperwork
me and
and
my
everything.
dad were like went half. Type shit. Turned out my dad, I kind of worked for it off, but like we really came to the agreement like we're buying him because we're going to at least break even.
With a baby.
Yeah.
It's like the Rolex of dogs.
Yeah,
You know what
I mean,
we wanna
all
do
dog,
that.
bro. Like, if you got like a, I don't know, what's a good example?
Bro,
Like a French
Frenchies.
bulldog, right?
I have a
Those
Frenchie.
are like $20,000 dogs.
Bro, oh, like the OD ones. If
Yeah,
you like,
I mean, you can get like 15,000. But if you
Bro.
went to a real puppy place and you gotta try to get a French bulldog, they're gonna charge you $9,000, $8,000.
we have a Frenchie that we got off someone for $3,000, and it was like under the table $3,000. Like
Yeah.
if you were to buy him for real,
Exactly.
like through someone, it would have been like 8.
So
10.
we literally, or at least we're gonna sell those.
the Frenchie, and he's
Yeah.
a fucking bitch. I kick him in the
Bro,
mouth.
we're
all
selling
the
these
time.
dachshunds for like $1,500, $2,000
Bitch.
at least, I would assume, right? And if someone says that's crazy, we're gonna be like, then try to find a dachshund, bro.
Yeah.
And then come right back when
A
you
purebred
realize you can buy
dachshund.
like 4 of ours for the price of one.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, my dog was a Labrador Retriever.
I was,
But that's a common dog.
La-
he
labs
was
are
That's
tough.
a mix.
and those are tough.
That's a mix though.
Yo, no,
if
the
you had
puppy-
a pure
yeah,
lab,
no, when
you
I
would
was
pay it
there-
up for it.
when I was there,
He was like a pure
when-
lab.
when I went to go see
You
Dewey.
just said lab retriever.
No,
Oh, you're talking about just Labrador?
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
a pure lab. It would probably
But
call
lab
or a pure
retrievers are
retriever.
tough. Lab retrievers are tough.
Yeah, they're
when
the-
I went
they're kinda
to,
like the best
they're like the
dogs.
best, bro. And golden retrievers are like the best for real.
It's
But
also hurt.
when I went to see Dewey at the puppy place, they had they had a puppy lab or a puppy golden retriever, and that joint
How
was
much
like
time we got?
It's at 18.
Alright.
19.
that joint was only like a fraction of the price. I don't know. It was just way cheaper, and I'm like, damn, like I want to get that fucking dog. Like, but then we were like, nah, because we can have puppies too, and like we fuck with dachshunds. I've always had dachshunds. We've had labs. Too.
I've always
If
had
you haven't had
mutts.
dachshund, it's a lab.
I've always had mutts that are like all my dogs have been mixed with at least 3 things.
My first dog, Tinky, was a mutt. Remember Today's Pets in Columbia Mall?
Yeah.
She was a mutt.
yeah.
She was like a Chihuahua wiener dog, and I just got her because I was like, she looked like our black retriever, lab retriever, Shadow, a mini version. I'm like, oh, let's get. And like I wanted it so young. I was like 8, so it was like my dog, and she turned out to be half dachshund, and my dad just had dachshunds growing. Like he had a dachshund or 2 growing up. He loved dachshunds, so that's really what got us into dachshunds because she was the mom of like Nubby and all them. So like Nubby and like Jesse got one of them. A bunch of people got them. Those dogs are like maybe a quarter Chihuahua. Or
So it's like family around here,
Jesse has an old ass dog that's like a year younger than Nubby. So
but
a
like,
litter
they're from the
before.
same family.
Yeah, they're like this different litter, but yeah.
Damn, that's cool.
Jesse had one.
They all ran away. They probably have like meetings in the woods and shit.
Yeah, the Sponskys across
family
the street
reunions.
had another family in the next neighborhood over had one. My grandparents, my cousin had one. My cousin,
cool.
my other cousin had one. Like we sold them around.
That's cool.
They're cool as fuck. My crack.
We had a pure. Well, I don't know if miniature pinchers are pure, but it was a miniature pincher.
Yeah, like miniature. Those are miniature dachshunds.
So we had a pure miniature
Pinchers
pincher.
are like little.
Little spazzy little motherfuckers. Yeah. He got ran over. All my dogs been ran over.
His legs were like all fucked up. That's fucked up.
Yeah.
He got ran over. He died.
He got ran over. We found him. Well, so he died when he was like 14 though, and like he like was blind already, but he still had a little bit of sense of smell, so he could find the house. And he was always the dog that we would just let out, and like he wouldn't go anywhere. He'd just come back. And I guess one day like his sense of smell was just out, and like he never came back. And my dad was like, no, he always comes back. He's come back for the last 14 years. And then he was like two streets down. We were on our way to church the next day. It was on Whiskey Bottom, right where my street in the wreck, like going to Route 1.
Yeah, busy.
It was like right there, and he was just like stuck to the ground, like he got ran over. And my dad was like, he would never come over here. Like he probably lost his smell. And so like we went back to the house and got like a shovel, and we got a plastic shovel. We were just gonna pick him up, put him in a box. But he was so stuck to the ground that we went back to the house to get the metal shovel, because you had to scrape him off. Put him in the box, in a Corona box, and buried him in the back. Yeah, we didn't go to church that day. It was crazy.
Damn, so you're like pulling up on the road and you saw him.
Yeah, we saw him. My dad pulled over and he was like, "We're going to get the shovel." It was like me, my mom, my dad, maybe my brother. So like, my mom was like, my mom can't see that shit. She was like, "Take me home. I can't look at it." So I think maybe me and my brother stayed in the road. Like my dad made us stay in the road to make sure nobody like ran him over again. And the cars are kind of just going around us. I'm sure maybe something. I was young, but I do remember like scraping him up and burying him. And then my other dog Tego, he died like
dirty Mexicans. I'm sorry, I don't know why. I just thought that. I don't know.
My other dog Tego, who was like the dog I've had like all my life. He was like 14 as well. He died from just like old age, and like just like overnight was like, oh no, like during the day was like basically it looked like he was dying, and then my dad got home and he ran up to my dad, and like my dad picked him up. He wasn't walking, and then like he died in his arms right there.
You told me this on the way home.
The tongue fell out. Like he was just like a cartoon. He was just like. Eh.
My dad always. I'll cap it off with this one. Then I remember my dad like had a dachshund growing up. His name was Rocky. Like it was one of his good dogs. Like I remember my great grandma painted like a cool photo of the dachshund. Like we have it at my house, but it's like a red dachshund, like a light brown. It was pretty dope. My dad said it was so, like, he would keep it in his pocket as a puppy, and, like, he'd follow him around, no leash. It was just, like, a good-ass dog. He used to put him on the roof and, like, run around the roof and jump off into his hands and shit. He's always said that shit. But he said he parked on a busy road across the street to, his sister, my aunt's apartments and shit. My dad's probably, like, 25, like, my age at the time. And he parks on the side of the road, and he's pissing, and he has Rocky right next to him, and he's pissing in the trees. And Rocky, like, kind of wandered onto the road, and an 18-wheeler hit him head on. My dad said he turned his head and saw it happen immediately. Like, boom, hit the dog like this. And the 18-wheeler kept going, and Rocky was still, like, half alive, like, all fidgeting. And my dad was, like grabbed him, and he was like, I had to, like, kill him. But my dad couldn't do it. Like, as it happened, like, my aunt and her husband at the time came out, and my dad just gave it to him and was like, fucking kill him. Like, hurry up and kill him. And, like, drove and just went home. I was like, damn, that's fucked up.
That's how, bro. You know what?
This guy's so depressing.
You know what's a crazy thought? But yeah, it did get depressing. You know what's a crazy thought? The story I just told you of my dog Cream, the time where it was a really bad seizure. Yeah. Like I had that thought in my head for a second. Where I was like, bro, like.
Oh, do I put him out of his misery?
Yeah, do I?
I wouldn't do it in a seizure. I mean, you made the right decision, right?
No, yeah, I did make the right. No, and I wasn't gonna do it right there. I was like, if this continues, like if she's having a seizure for the next 30 minutes. Her brain's gonna be fried. Yeah. So I was like, what do I do? And thank God, like within the next 5, she calmed down. But I had that thought for a second where I was like,
crazy.
Damn, like do I like help, like finish it? You know what I mean? So she's not suffering for the next hour and then she dies.
Nubby, like
that was a crazy thought I had. I was like, fuck.
Last year I came home one day from work. My dad just like, yeah, Nubby wouldn't get up today, and I'm like, damn. And we're like, this might be it type shit. Like we understood it, but like. She would kind of eat, and like it was like maybe a 3-4 day process where to the point where she wasn't moving, but we would like hand feed her. Yeah. And like the last day or so, we're just like it's not gonna get better, and me and my dad were both like you said, the selfish shit. We were like, are we doing this shit for us or for her, bro? Like at this point.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck, like.
Yeah, that's how it was for my
Yeah.
dog too. Like my dog.
That sucked.
He couldn't get up.
Yeah.
He's such a big dog. Like he couldn't like walk.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and he would have like seizures, but it was like weird. It was almost like he would pass out, like, cause he would like lose control of his head and like bang his head on shit, and then like, and he wouldn't like seize.
The way he just.
I pictured a dog doing it. It's crazy.
He wouldn't like seize, but he would like he would like try to be moving his head in a position where it's like, yo, like that's the wall, bro. Like you're not gonna beat the wall.
Stop
it.
it,
Just, like, and I was like,
you're not gonna beat the wall,
pull
bro.
away from the wall.
One day you walk in, his head's in the wall.
I beat it, Jeremy.
That's fucked. But yeah, so it got to the point where it was like, yeah, are we doing it for us or?
Yeah, bro. That shit's
That's a
that
rough
was worse.
moment, bro. Dogs, that was crazy.
Shit, that's worse than when my dogs were like, kill him. Like, that shit sucked. Long and dragged out. Just do it now.
We didn't. We never put a dog down. Tego died like of
Let's just
old
do
age.
it now.
He was suffering. Just give it to him.
Let's just kill
Bleach
ourselves.
shots?
Bleach shots.
Yeah, end of pod, end of life.
Well, I mean, that's crazy.
This is the end of life pod, bro. And I was a baseball player the whole time.
Basketball.
What do you say?
Basketball. Yeah, Wizards hat on.
Yeah, it is a baseball.
The rope in the front of a hat is elite.
It is kind of cool, right? But this is like I feel like it's cheap to. It'd be kind of lame to wear because it was literally a free hat from like you walk into a game and they give you it.
Nah, that's a dope.
Why?
It
Those
looks
are
good.
good hats.
I did like.
We went to the Washington game, the Nationals.
Yeah.
That hat they gave us was whack as fuck.
Oh yeah, they gave us like a fedora, ugly, like it was made out of plastic, like from the ocean or something.
Yo, the bucket hat night in Orioles. I seen it on my brother.
The bucket hat is hard.
Yo, the bucket hat this year is like a black one with orange Orioles on it. I was like, that's hard as fuck.
I got the orange one with white.
The black one
Oreos.
looks hard. It might be reversible too. I would assume, but I might be going to the Hawaiian shirt next. My brother want to go, and I'm like, I would never.
Yo, you
wear
know
that
what I
fucking
started
shirt.
doing that I'm in love with now, and I'm gonna go all the time.
What?
DC United games, but being in the ultra section. Like, you know how
The fans doing that shit.
Yeah, you know
I
how,
went
like
to
soccer always has like that one section
Yeah.
that they have the boom.
Yeah,
boom,
I
boom.
went to one game with Josh Brewer when we were younger, and he
Bro.
pointed at. He's like, "See, they don't even watch the game. Like, he's like, they record the game and they do the fucking chants.
Yeah,
like,
they
every
do the
single time."
chants, and
And
they-
I was watching that shit like we were to the right of them. I was
Bro,
like,
it's like
that's fucking
there's
sick.
no seat. It's a standing only. Like,
Yeah.
and bro, it is so lit. Like, and I went to the last game. It was raining. I didn't even give a fuck, bro. It was raining hard as shit, and we're sitting there soaked, yelling, ah! And the best part is that, like, I guess DC's so fucking Hispanic that all the chants are kind of in Spanish.
Yeah.
So, like, when something goes crazy, like, they'll be like, culero, culero, like, calling him a faggot and shit like that. Like, it's just so fucking lit,
You like
bro.
DC United?
I mean, I don't like any MLS team, but I'm from DC. I'm from
Yeah,
the
I feel
DC
that. I
area.
guess I feel like that way with the Wizards. I guess because I'll go to a Wizards game.
Yeah, exactly. But now I'm like, yo, I kind of want to go to every home game. It's $30 tickets, the cheapest tickets in the stadium because.
Man, what if I wish like the Wizards fucking tanked and got that Wembanyama dude next year, bro. I would definitely go to Wizards games.
Victor Wembanyama.
You think he's gonna be a bust?
Not a bust.
He looks weak, like
But
weak.
Yeah, he's not gonna be able, bro. Like
I don't know though. At the
Is
same
he just tall? Is that a skinny,
No,
lanky
he's
black
still
guy,
cute.
right?
he shoots like 35-foot floaters, like 3-pointers like that and shit, and then he'll like follow up and dunk it, like a rebound.
where he shoots
Yeah.
it and it hits the rim and then he comes flying out of
Yeah.
nowhere and just.
So he is like almost too big to the point where he can't be. There's no way he's not gonna be successful.
Yeah, but it's like
if he as long as the
it's
skills
saying
are
like
really
Yao Min should have been the best player in the NBA.
Yeah, that's the thing.
That's
Yao
like what
Ming
you're
wasn't
saying.
doing
There's
that though.
literally a video of.
Yao Ming was a pure
of one
center
of the
back in his era.
Memphis Grizzlies players that's like a bench warmer.
Yeah.
Right now, and he was,
John Morant.
He was like power dribbled into him. And
Oh yeah, that dude. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
I can't really do
I
much
s-
against
yeah.
that. And it's like, yeah, you're 7 foot, but you're like a twig. So anybody
Yeah.
power
Like
dribbles
you got
and-
Marcus Smart backing
You,
up
you
into
can't
that shit, you're falling
you're gonna
over, bro.
you're gonna need like a center out there on the court with him.
Yeah, he's gonna be like a stretch forward. He's like fucking 7'5". Like,
Yeah, I don't
That's
know. We'll
insane.
see.
but the thing about that though is like
He could.
How big do you think his dick is?
That's what I'm saying. He looks like it. I seen a video where he went to
That's what
go get a putback, but he kind of timed it out weird or something.
And then he's just his dick smacks someone in the chin.
No, what the fuck? Nah, he felt like he landed, bro. Jerm, he landed, but he's just so
shit.
big that like he like stumbled for like 3 seconds, like and then fell on the ground. And I was like, yeah, this motherfucker's gonna like tear all.
gonna break
things.
something.
he takes one like,
Yeah.
like if he falls without bracing himself
Yeah.
one time.
Twig.
Yeah, it's gonna be like,
So I don't know. It's only Is he too tall? Is he too tall? Because he could be like KD, bro.
Bro, and
What if he's
the
like
thing about
KD?
Those players is like they'll play 5 seasons and come out with a heart condition.
Yeah.
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 Because it's just like, bro, your heart is not pumping.
Oh,
blood
shit.
through
Yeah.
your
It
body.
cannot
Your
get.
toe, you don't be feeling your toes, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like, I don't know. It's just that it's just scary tall. It's just
You think he's going number 1?
yeah.
Oh yeah, San Antonio and Greg Popovich. Yo, you know what's like? I'm not a big NBA.
Stop,
It's all
bro.
good. We're
probably
about to
just
wrap it
stopped.
up. We're about to wrap it up anyways. We're at 60 minutes. Yo, but
Wait, why are we wrapping it up?
because
You got somewhere to go?
yeah,
For real?
yeah,
No, you don't.
upstairs.
He's about to go to a baseball game.
Yeah, I got a baseball game.
Dude, we got like another 30-minute pod. Germ's about to jump in.
Dude, just relax. Why are you taking everything I say
After
so
all that
serious?
incriminating shit we said at the beginning.
Oh, yeah. This is actually
Conspiracy shit.
J-Mo, not Germ.
Damn. What was I just saying?
Some dumb shit about baseball.
No.
Yeah.
It's
San
not that.
Antonio.
Oh, yeah. Greg
Oh yeah, I'm not a
Popovich.
big NBA guy, but I could have I thought Greg Popovich was like gonna retire like 2-3 years ago. He's still
I
coaching.
thought so too.
He's fucking
He
coaching.
was fucking it up, but
Wait, why does he have to?
I mean, he's a goat though. I mean, not a goat, but he's one of the greatest coaches of all. The
he's
greatest
doing
coaches.
some shit for like he literally at the beginning of the season said, "Well, I mean, it's not like we're gonna win a championship this year or anything."
Yeah.
It's not like they were.
No, I know, but like,
You did
imagine being like their star.
You know,
player.
I've always
Like,
thought,
what
how
the
much does a coach make a difference in a? Because I can understand it from a soccer point of view, but how much in a basketball game does a coach make a difference?
It depends on the
It's like
players you have.
rotation. Like
Yeah.
that's about it.
If you have veterans, then you're good without like much of a
Right? 'Cause
Yeah.
I feel like in soccer,
Spoelstra right now loves Jimmy Butler. Like that over Jimmy Butler is the heart and soul of why they're doing what they're
Yeah.
doing.
Like the Lakers don't really need a coach. We have
Yeah.
LeBron.
Yeah,
But like
that too.
see,
the
yeah, that's what I
Boston
mean.
Celtics, they need a coach because they have all young.
Young-
yeah.
yeah,
Bradley
yeah.
Stevens should still be out there.
Yeah.
He'd be just standing there in the crowd and shit.
Yeah, he's like, oh, fucking do my job.
Yeah.
and shit.
Pick. Oh. And
Because in soccer, it's not really like I guess like a coach is more for like team bonding than like really making like the coach doesn't necessarily make the players better.
yeah, I don't know.
I
They-
guess, like, unless it's
Phil-
like Pep Guardiola. There's like obviously
Phil
like, you could
Jackson's
take
that guy.
Greg
Like,
Popovich or Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson, from what I've seen, like from everything I've seen, sounds like he's like literally the perfect example of like a player's coach, like where people he knows how to like relationship with
yeah.
you to get
I
you
feel
to
like
be
that's
done
more
better.
important than coaching.
I mean, look at Dennis Rodman. I think that's a perfect example, right? That motherfucker Dennis Rodman was
Was
like
uncoachable, right? And then,
literally he wasn't even like there was a point where he didn't even go to practice. The Last Dance documentary, that was my favorite part, where he just has having like a mental health. They didn't call it that back in the day.
I need a break.
Yeah, he
I
just
need a
told.
vacation.
Yeah, and Phil Jackson was like,
yeah.
"Go to Vegas, bro. Like, go ahead, go to fucking Vegas, but you gotta be back." Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
blah.
he said we'll give you like 72 hours.
Yeah,
or, like,
but he
48
was
hours.
he was gone for
He
like
just coked
and
out.
he didn't come back like for a minute, and they brought the film crew because Michael Jordan and them were like, we're gonna make this documentary and post it years from now, so they were like that film crew go with them, and there's footage in the documentary of him in Vegas with like Carmen Electra or
Bro,
some shit,
I have
and they're
a-
taking kamikaze shots.
I have a
Bruh.
theory. I have another
That shit's
conspiracy
wild.
theory. All these what was the first documentary like Jordan that just came out like before
The
Jordan?
Last Dance.
Yeah, before The Last Dance, there was another documentary about like someone that like they were like following him as well. Oh, Kanye.
That was after, but yeah.
Was that after?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I have a theory that like that's whatever. There wasn't camera crews following these motherfuckers. Like it's time machine. Like we invented the time machine and these famous people went back. Michael Jordan, the most prominent people ever. He went back and went back and recorded all his shit. There wasn't camera crews following them the whole time. That's my theory.
That's retarded.
That's not retarded. We invented the time. Why did they all start popping up at the same time?
Well, the thing is, like,
We didn't have these type of documentaries. We didn't.
I have a
How
lot
do we
of-
were just like, oh yeah, well, wait. I guess they were recording every fucking thing with
I have
with
a
a
lot-
separate camera.
I have like Chuck and all us. Like we have a lot of footage. To the
But
point where if
we have
something happened,
cameras on
if
us at all
something happened-
time. There's phones. We have phones back in the
in
80s.
NBA.
In the 80s, they were That's what I'm saying.
The
Yes, in the
NBA had
NBA.
cameras. Fucking NBA.
But they weren't following Jordan around 24/7, bro.
I mean, you're
That's what I'm
right.
saying.
And plus, we don't even need
It's
time
time
machine.
machines.
AI. We got AI already.
Nah, it's time machines. We invented, like, probably 50 years down the road, we invented the time machine. Them motherfuckers came back and were like, yo, let's drop a movie before we invented the time machine. Just to, fuck with people when we do invent the time machine.
But then at that point,
So we can
the
make more
time
money?
machine- at that point, the time machine has to be such a common occurrence that you go back to do stupid shit.
No, but only the OD people have it. It's only Jordan and Kanye.
I had a thought the other day about time machines. Funny enough, and I think this
Kanye.
would be a good movie idea too. Like it'd be a movie about the journey of making a time machine.
Would you
Hear me
go
out.
back?
No, hear me out. There's a movie about like like the Oppenheimer movie's coming out by the guy who made the fucking atom bomb. It's coming out. Yeah. So I want to make a movie about that, like a guy who's like they've been working to get a time machine made, but at the ending is like they finally come to the point where they make the time machine. You know what happened? Right as they make the time machine, life ends. Because as soon as someone fucking tried to jump through time, you ruined everything. You ruined the concept of time. You ruined the history. Everything is wiped to nothing.
But that's no fun in the end of the movie. I
think that'd be sick.
That wouldn't sell,
sick. I think
It'd
that'd
be
be
still-
sick.
It would
I think
sell
that'd
up
be
until the end,
sick.
and you'd be like, "Oh, that's so fucking dumb. Why did they end the movie like this?"
Sopranos.
Dude,
Sopranos, one of the greatest endings to a show ever.
What did they do?
So The Sopranos, I'll say this: The Sopranos is a great show ever. I guess you want me to ruin it?
Yeah,
I mean, I watched it. Everyone knows this. I knew this before watching
I've
it
heard
too.
of it.
It
What
has
is it?
like a notorious, and it pissed people off on
He
cable back
wakes
when it
up.
came out. No, the end of the last season's like a lot of people were getting killed. There's a big war between New Jersey and New York mob, and Tony Soprano's the main guy. He's always been. But it gets to the point where like shit's really hitting the fan, and Tony and his closest people are like sitting in a fucking secret lake house with guns all night, like because they're ready. And Tony goes to his family to go meet and eat at dinner, and everyone's coming in individually. And the music, like, what's that song by Journey? Like, such a small town. That song's playing, and one at a time from Tony. It's Tony what's his name? Sopranos. It's Tony Soprano Johnson's his point of view. So every time he looks up, it shows the door. Every time he looks up, it shows the door because his kids are walking in. And the last part, he looks up. And the music cuts off, and the lights are black. The screen just goes black, and they're like hinting at like there's one dude who's looking suspicious who kind of looked like a mobster in the restaurant. So and the show was over, and people during live time thought their cable cut out and pissed people off, and he died.
Did he?
He got shot and killed. They don't say it, but.
Then like letters come up on the screen like Tony Soprano died. Blah, blah, blah,
no, he just died.
Like
The show is over. It just stopped.
But he didn't die then.
But the episode before, or like earlier in the season, one of his good buddies is talking about like, man, they're like everyone's dying. He's like, what? Tony's like, what do you think when you get whacked? Like, what do you think happens when you get whacked? And he's like, I don't fucking want to talk about it. He's like, I don't know, maybe it's just black. Like he's like, maybe it just goes black. And he says some shit like that. Nah, that shit was sick.
That's pretty dumb.
Dope. That's dope.
But alright, you know how?
What do you think? That sounds realistic. Boom.
Are they still making?
Done.
Yeah, that is.
It's
Are they still
over.
making The Walking Dead?
I don't know.
They're supposed that the season came out this year.
So you know,
supposedly they might do.
They're doing more. All right.
You be watching it?
I'm on like season 6. I can't get through like.
I watched like maybe part of the first season back when it first came out with my brother.
You know what's dumb about The Walking Dead? It's a comic book that like so at the end of the comic book series, which is you're on our podcast, bro.
It's a book though.
It's a comic. I'm talking about the comic book, not the series.
The series is making money.
I'm talking. Yeah, exactly. They're gonna keep doing their thing. In the comic book, you know how in the first season Rick goes into a coma and he wakes up out of the coma and there's a zombie apocalypse, right? That's how it starts. The dumbest fucking ending that you could think of. At the end of the comic book, it's all part of his coma dream. And he wakes up to his family and with his boy right next to him. And that's how it ends. So, like, eventually, The Walking Dead is going to end on that dumb shit.
Right.
And that's just, if you think about it, it's just going to be so stupid. Like, that's such a cliche, like, wow, you couldn't think of anything else, bro. Like, yeah, he just wakes up out of the coma.
Dude, I just finished reading a book, like, the other day.
Dude, don't spoil it.
Shut up.
The fuck?
You can't read.
Yeah, that's why you say comic book. You just look at the pictures.
Yeah, that's all.
And drool.
I used to do that. You know the logs, the reading logs in school. I used to only read Dragon Ball Z mangas, right?
Dude,
I used to just lie on that shit.
Oh yeah, and lie the rest of it. What were you about to say?
So I read this book. It's called 1984.
Yeah, bro. I just watched the movie too, kind of.
By George Orwell.
Yeah, fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Talk
Nuts,
about, like, fucking, so basically, it's
great
about
book,
this
dude.
dystopia, in which like
Big Brother.
The government. It's called Big Brother. Like they control everything. They have telescreens.
Didn't we read that?
You don't
book
know
in,
19? I was gonna say you don't know 1984.
We definitely read that book in school.
No.
I did in school, but it's fire. I know. What you mean.
Yeah. I read that book in school.
Oh, well, I was in regular.
All right,
We're
so
living
you
in
just
it
read this
now,
book.
dude. We're living in it now.
So then
We're living in that shit.
At the end of it, basically, they torture the fuck out of the dude. Like he gets caught being a fucking like
free thinker.
Anti.
Yeah.
Big Brother.
All of his books are
and
like
they
that.
torture the fuck out of him till the end. Like he's like sitting at the bar, and they're like, "Oh, victory! We just won this war." Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And he knows his bullshit, and he's like crying, like tears
Yeah.
flicker. But then he's like, "I'm at peace now. Like I love Big Brother."
Yeah.
And that's how it ends. And I was like, "Fucking this book."
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna like fucking. Get
He's the
his
same.
squad
He
together.
wrote Animal Farm. We also read that in school.
Animal Farm is whack. Saying I don't
That's
know.
the same author.
Yeah, George Orwell.
That's what I'm saying. He also wrote that.
George Orwell did War of the Worlds.
Who wrote it might be George Orwell, but I'm
War of
just
the Worlds
blanking
is
on the
badass.
name. One of my favorite books
I think he did
and
one.
movies is The Giver.
Or was it H.G. Wells?
Is that George Orwell?
Did
The
George
Giver?
Orwell do? Did George Orwell do
Nah,
War of the
bro,
Worlds? Was
The
that H.G.
Giver?
Wells?
Y'all gotta read The Giver. The Giver is one of the best
I
books
could be
ever.
wrong. I'm spreading misinformation. We gotta wrap it up soon.
The Giver was written by. Okay, who wrote The Giver?
H.G. Wells. See, at least I recovered myself.
Lewis Lowry.
Yo, we gotta wrap it up here, y'all.
All right, can we finish it on this?
Yeah.
Y'all remember when we would? Y'all remember wearing I Heart Booby bracelets?
Yeah, that shit was big.
That shit was huge, bro. I remember having to hide them bitches from my mom.
The
bruh.
new thing to that is like the Danny Duncan shirts.
Really, Danny
Yeah.
Duncan got
He's
cool
got
shit
like
like
I
that.
Heart Hot Moms and
Virginity
like
Rocks.
Virginity Rocks has been.
Oh yeah, yeah.
one.
Virginity Rocks is.
He
a
got
big shit.
I Heart Hot Moms is like another one now that everyone wears.
That's
Danny
tough
Duncan
though. I
shirt.
guess that's cool that they continued that.
Yeah.
I Heart Boobies was tough, and then Silly Bands.
I had a
came
blue
after.
I Heart Boobies I got for Christmas. I was size.
I had a pink one,
Yeah, the blue one.
like
yeah.
the hot pink one.
Crazy boy. Them shits
I never had a
turns
silly-
like a dinosaur.
I used to
Yeah,
hate on
Silly
them.
Bands were
I used to
out
hate
there.
on them
I
only
love
because
them.
I never got them, bro. And I'd be like, them joints are whack as
I
shit.
kind of got
but I
them
never
too
had 'em.
late, actually. Like I started wearing them, and like it was kind of dying out. and
Yeah,
I
like,
was
dude, we wear
was like,
Beyblades now, dude. Or Hurleys.
Dude, I only got the silly bands off of people that I don't want this one.
Oh yeah, they would trade Silly Bands. You sneak one, and eventually you'd have like
My mom
10.
would never buy me no shit.
It came in, like, a
you
pack
should,
of
before
1,000.
snatching chains, it was snatching silly bands.
Yeah, you snatching Silly Bands.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I never had a silly band. I used to hate on that. I think in high school, like I had one.
In high school?
I think I found one in high school.
Oh, that
one
shit
time
died
and wore it
out
on
in
my
high
wrist.
school.
Yeah, and I just like had one. And I wore my
'cause you
wrist.
started trying to get pussy.
What was there in high school that was cool?
Yeah, stop fucking the silly bands. Yeah, my giraffe is too loose. I like the snake. Yeah, the snake. The snake is awesome.
I used to
It
have.
almost feels like a vagina.
I don't remember which ones I would have.
I had the penis, the balls, another
We
penis.
should bring
another
back Silly
ball.
Bands, but like make them like. We should make whatever logo we make. We should make a Silly Band in the shape of that logo and sell them
It'll just be like a like a thing like this.
like a taco. A taco shaped Silly Band.
Yeah, I'm gonna find one of them joints. We're gonna pick it. Maybe we should do like a taco with like, and I'll put like sushi in it or something.
But you're Korean.
Put some Korean barbecue.
We can if we actually do something
Brisket.
Korean and Salvadorian, we should do like
A
a pupusa and like Korean bar and like bulgogi or something.
Yeah.
Or put like an Asian dude in like a fucking
We should do.
sombrero.
We should have like
We should
like
do
a
like a
little
pu-
Asian like in like the little like
It'd be like a
Asian
pupusa,
hat
a pupusa-
bent over and like a Mexican
Dude,
right behind
it should
him,
be a
just dogging
pupusa.
his shit.
No, it should be. It should be a
That's what it should
Nah,
be.
dude, it should be a pupusa shaped like it looks like a vagina, and then a rice that looks like a dick, and it's like going into each other.
Okay,
I guess it's
yeah.
like Cheener and Bing.
Cheener and
You
Bing.
guys can't market that. Though.
We're
Why
not here to market.
not?
We're having fun with our lives.
Yeah, I
This
honestly don't give a fuck.
This is not
I
marketable.
swear I don't give a fuck. Like, I
If this
really
ends
don't.
up making money one day,
I just hope my employers don't. see
Whatever,
this.
bro.
I know.
We'll change the logo then.
no, we're not changing the logo.
Oh no, yeah, we blow. I just delete
You know what's
everything. We just
crazy?
delete everything.
You know what I thought about?
We just delete
You know what I thought-
everything.
no.
I make everything private immediately.
You know what I thought about?
Like, yo, Daniel, this one blew up. Delete everything else. Delete everything else. Delete everything else. I swear.
That
if,
might-
if,
we
if
might
it was
have
like
to.
I mean, if it was like $1 million opportunity, I'd be like, yeah, delete everything now, and like just well.
Nah, bro, because then I want to be on my authentic
No,
self.
you're right. You're right. Maybe
You
I'm
would want to
overthinking
be
it.
your authentic
No, but
self.
it depends on the context. That's no context to what I just said. If it is like on some just like we had a podcast clip that went funny, like yeah, I'm keeping all my podcasts. This is authentic. This is
Yeah,
what we
$1
did.
million deal.
But if it was like we did like a skit or something that blew up that and like the Ellen show.
yeah.
Is that a thing anymore?
I'd go
I
on
don't
the Ellen show
Yeah.
and call her a lesbo.
I would private everything immediately during that process. You feel me?
I
I'm telling
guess.
you right now, if you guys blew up, your shit would get taken down by YouTube.
Yeah, someone would find
You get
us.
cease and desist
We get
orders,
canceled
like,
so
yeah.
quick.
Bro, but like, yeah, pretty
We'd have to
much.
make a Patreon immediately and a
Patreon's
Truth
lit.
account.
A Truth Social
Or, yeah,
account?
Truth Social account.
Rumble, Truth Social,
Yeah, we
and
just
Patreon.
go to the Steve Will Do It app or whatever he has.
It's Rumble.
Oh, Rumble.
Yeah, he goes on Rumble.
Yeah, we just go straight that direction. We like,
I mean,
yeah,
why
go.
not?
We just
There
straight
probably
we become like conservative right wing.
Yeah, go vote for Trump.
We're like, yeah, bro. We just talk about we're authentic and shit.
Hey, bro. Last election, there was 0 people in the state of Maryland that voted for Kanye. And I actually, like, on God, I actually almost wrote it in because y'all know I fuck with Kanye and I also don't care about the government. So I actually almost wrote it in and I didn't. And I ended up voting for Biden just because I was like, all right, I guess. Like,
you voted for Biden?
Yeah.
That's stupid. I would have voted for, like, I would have wrote my name down, I think.
It might have been someone else, but I actually don't remember. But I do remember not writing a Kanye and, like, going to be like,
I think my dad said, I think my dad
said
said for, like, the other election thing, the governorship, he, like, in some of the empty parts where he didn't want to vote for, like, anyone, he wrote his own name.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is there was 0 last time.
But he just won? Like, what the fuck?
I'm
He's like
voting
drinking
for
a beer.
Kanye.
What?
I'm voting for Kanye.
I mean,
that's
yo,
a good way to see if
Kanye's the greatest. Kanye's the greatest artist of all time. Greatest musical artist of all time.
Imagine you vote for Kanye,
Probably terrible
doesn't say
president.
Anybody voted for Kanye.
That's what I was thinking, bro. There's definitely someone in the state of Maryland that voted for Kanye last
Of
time.
course. What do you mean? Of course they did. They're just not gonna put it
They
in
probably
there.
silenced him and
They don't
killed
really
him.
count the votes, dude. They already have it AI generated. Biden's winning 2024,
No,
I don't think so,
and then he's
bro.
dying.
Yeah, I don't think
And
I
then
don't
they're
think
gonna,
it matters. First of all, let me
no,
say,
they're
I
gonna
don't
make
think
it mentally
matters,
unfit.
Bro.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Can we end this? Because we're talking about politics now.
Bro,
It's
no,
getting
we're
disgusting.
talking. Bro.
Nah, I really do gotta do shit, bro. Come on, I got courses. I'm trying to get to and Fortnite.
No, Fortnite is the only thing that
Yeah, and I
Andre
got a Mountain Dew
and
code,
Spencer
and
are waiting for
and
him
I got a
for.
Mountain Dew code red.
You do have Code Red
You
upstairs.
want
Let me
one?
get one.
I'll
yeah.
give you one.
All
You
right,
want
yeah.
one?
We can end it on that.
I've never had one.
Code Red,
All right,
Mountain Dew's
I'm giving you one,
fire,
but
bro.
don't drink it warm, bro. It's gonna be warm.
Alright.
Put it on some ice.
Put it on some ice or put it in the freezer. Give it 30, 45. Drink it.
I don't
You
do
two
like-
fans.
I don't do
Code-
like the Joe Rogan experience where like you go eat after and like drink and shit.
Oh, we got a pool table, but we're not playing.
Yeah, Joe Rogan has a pool
He
table.
has a pool
in his-
table.
in
We
his-
are basically Joe Rogan podcast.
We do his music
Yeah.
at the beginning and end of our podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gotta add that one. You gotta add that one.
I'm gonna catch your audio, and I'm gonna use that stamp.
Because they
bro.
do that. At the end of it.
Do it. Wah! You remember that song? Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. All right, hold on. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you, fans.